it's time for another G.I. Joe toy review. And today we're going to be taking a trip back to 1991. We're going to be looking at a very interesting version of Snake Eyes. Up until this time, Snake Eyes has been clad in black. But in 1991, we know that there was the neon 90s, right? Pretty much anything that came out during that time period was in bright colors, as far as G.I. Joe was concerned. There were still a few Joes that came out that were in proper military colors, but mostly it was brighter colors and some colors and designs that we quite wouldn't expect to be on certain action figures, such as the 91 Snake Eyes. This is version 4 of Snake Eyes. He was released as part of Series 10 in 91, and he was only on the shelves until 92 when he was discontinued. See, by that time figures only had a 1-year run, but they were giving you a bunch of them. A bunch were released each year, and the vehicles were being released too without drivers, but in a lot of file cards it would say this figure is the driver of such and such vehicle. So also in 91 or in the 90s, if they were to discontinue a figure, sometimes the next year he would be released again, but with a different color scheme. Same mold, same accessories, just different colors. There were so many of them like that. One I could think of right offhand would be I'm sorry, his name just eluded me. He was a diver, the eel, the seal. I mean, he was one of the seals. But anyway, he had come out again. Wetsuit. I'm sorry, Wetsuit had come out. His wetsuit was completely black, but one version had yellow stripes down the arms and legs, and the other variant was orange, had the orange stripes. So they would call that a new version. I look at it as being a variant because there wasn't any serious changes done to that. So yeah, the 90s, they were getting kind of lazy. They were having to go up against a lot of popular toy franchises, so they were trying to crank out as many Joes as possible, as many toys as possible, and unfortunately some of them just looked simply cheap. They skimped and cut a lot of corners, and it just cheapened things. This version of Snake Eyes had a file card variant. One was just a standard card back, and the other one, not a file card, but a card back. The other variant was a Universal Studios promo. So I'll pull that up for you here in a second. His first comic book appearance was issue number 133, where he appeared in his new uniform. And he also appeared in the Deke series in this new uniform. So let me pull all those pictures up for you. Alright, so you can see on the promo there was a coupon on the inside for a discount pass to Universal Studios. What does Hasbro have to do with Universal Studios? I don't know. I've been there in Florida. I didn't recall seeing anything G.I. Joe related in there at all. So it was just a nice little park pass, I guess. The original retail price is $2.83. So finding these for that price anymore, you could just forget about it. Occasionally you could get lucky, but finding them complete at that price, mint on card, it's just impossible. And I'll cover all of that in my segment, Byron's Gripes. So I did not have this one as a child. I wasn't a child by this time. I was in high school, my junior year actually. It was in 90. My sophomore year was in 91. So I was 16, but I was still buying Joes back then. I did not purchase Snake Eyes. I know that. I wasn't buying very many of them at all, actually. I really don't recall seeing Snake Eyes. I know where all the Joes were, still in my mind, inside of Walmart. At that time, they had moved. They were in two different places. One, as you walk in the front, you make a right, and off to the side was all the cosmetics and stuff, and off to the left were the toys. In the first aisle was G.I. Joe, and there were a lot of them. Toys were in excess back in the 80s and 90s, and they slowly start dying off. That's a shame in toy stores, and if you could find a toy store anymore, at least here in the United States. So it was there, and then later on, they moved it off towards the front of the store. As you walk in, it'd be straight back, and it'd be a few aisles over. It was back in that time period. Country music here in the States is very, very popular. Is just a new insurgence of it. Garth Brooks brought a little rock and roll to country, and so Walmart had this whole section taken up with country western, and that took up part of the toy department. That's why they had moved it. And my friends and I would call people that were the prior year skaters, and then the next year they were cowboys. We would call them Walmart cowboys, and they're all walking around with these big old belt buckles, claiming to have won them in a rodeo. And they were, some guys I could, I could see, he may have been in a rodeo. He talked about his parents prior, to while he was a skater, that his parents owned horses. So, it could have been, but a lot of them, they were just doing it because it was a fad. So, they were the Walmart cowboys. So anyway, a little trip down memory lane. Absolutely nothing to do with G.I. Joe. So let's take a look at this version of Snake Eyes. Some people don't like him because he isn't the Snake Eyes that we grew up with, the really cool Snake Eyes clad in black, some splashes of gray on some variant, but this one is totally different. So let's take a look at him. Right, so here he is. You can see he is nothing like what we were used to. This is the Snake Eyes that we had grown accustomed to. Very stealthy looking, very ninja-esque, very cool Snake Eyes. So what happened? The 90s got a hold of him. That's what happened. He he's different, I'll tell you that. I am on the fence with this one. I am an 80s guy. This was the first Snake Eyes for a lot of people. So this is the Snake Eyes that they know and love. So, given him being in the 90s, he has a lot of accessories. So let's go ahead and take a look at those. He came with a pair of matching neon swords. No way of carrying them. I would have used those as his primary weapon. He started off as a commando and later became a ninja. He did come with his signature Uzi. This is nowhere near an Uzi. The flash suppressor on that, look at it, man, that thing is huge. In the same neon color. A lot of detail on it, though. You could see that. It's pretty nice. But the bright colors I'm not real fond of on weapons. He came with a backpack that doubled as this grappling hook launcher. You can see his backpack is sculpted in there. I would have been happy if it would have been carried on his arm as a grappling hook launcher instead of this backpack. So to fire it, you just push this button here on the bottom and it fires. And it has this long string attached to it. The previous seller used a piece of elastic, which is pretty cool. Some an elastic string. It came with black cord prior to that, but the way he had it wrapped up, I had never fired this up until now. He had it just wrapped around the top of the backpack, and the grappling hook was attached to it, so it unraveled as it flew up. When we look at the file card, it has the directions on how to use this, but you could see that there is only one way to put the grappling hook in. That's with the groove sides up, the bevel side down. This is the bevel. Just snaps right in there. Pretty cool accessory. I would have loved that as a kid. He did come with a figure stand, but this is not the original figure stand. I'm assuming this would have been in a bright orange. I bought this from smalljoes.com. Looking at Snake Eyes himself, this is near mint. The joints are tight. He has the original O-ring. Hardly any paint chips on this. So looking at him, you could see that he has some blue. He's wearing a blue shirt. It goes up into his chin. He's wearing that almost like a paintballer's mask. Some red lensed goggles, black hood. He's wearing this tactical vest. It's black with splashes of gray on it. You can see it's textured. That's pretty cool. I like that idea. It's on a H harness. It has several pockets on it. It's a load-bearing harness. So I'm assuming that's what his grappling hook. That's what would bear the weight and pull him up when he used the grappling hook. He has these wrist shields for blocking sword strikes. I like his pants. These are pretty cool. I like stripes down the legs. I always have since I was a kid. Very cool. Spandex looking pants. He has no belt on it. He's wearing shin guards over what I'm assuming are boots, but these could just be black shoes. The face mask is the coolest part on this figure outside of the stripes. Like I said, I'm on the fence about this one. At first, I didn't like him. I bought it at a very cheap price just to have him to help complete the collection. But the more I look at him, the more I started liking him. If he were completely in black, that would have won me over. But again, we're talking about the neon 90s. So let's look at his file card now. It was clipped off his card back, and it shows you how to work the whole shebang-a-bang. You could see here on the grappling hook, it had a trigger down here at the bottom, but the trigger was at the base. So obviously there were some design changes on this. It says storage area, but that's a backpack, and it says ring and shows you where to attach the string and all that. And a battle stand. Yeah, those are called battle stands, I guess. They're not figure stands, they're battle stands. And it says weapons really shoot, battle stand included. And that was one of the coolest things about the 90s Joes. They came with the figure stand. As before in the 80s, you just got them with some small play sets. And so those things were like gold to us as kids when we got them. As it sucked trying to set up your Joes and they kept on falling over. Especially ones that couldn't stand up very well, so you'd have to lean them against something. So the file card has a picture of Snake Eyes on the front, looking pretty cool. It reads, codename Snake Eyes, he's still a commando. File name is classified, primary military specialty, infantry, secondary military specialty, hand-to-hand combat instructor. His serial number is classified. His birthplace is classified. He's an E7. It reads, middle paragraph, Snake Eyes honed his combat skills as a long-range recon patrol trooper in Southeast Asia and perfected his mystical martial arts techniques with the same ninja clan that produced Storm Shadow. Although he is equally as adept with submachine guns as he is with swords, Snake Eyes is the most dangerous and unpredictable when he's armed and cornered. When Hawk went to Snake Eyes' cabin to recruit him for duty with G.I. Joe, the silent ninja was out hunting rabbits barehanded. Ooh, he could hunt a rabbit barehanded? Oof. It's easy to do it barehanded, to set up a snare. So, continue. I'd been more impressed if you'd been hunting bobcats barehanded. The bottom paragraph reads, he's generally regarded as the primo baddest dude of all the G.I. Joes. That's true. When we need somebody to sneak up on a Class A major bad guy and pop a can of butt kick on him, Snake Eyes is the man for the job. The bad guy could be in the fortress on top of a sheer cliff, but that wouldn't bother old Snake Eyes none. That wouldn't bother old Snake Eyes none. Ooh, forgot to add the parentheses, the exclamation point. He'd just whip out his handy grappling hook missile and use it to shimmy his way up the cliff face until he cornered the culprit, threw him down, and took his name. Okay. So a lot of 90s lingo in there. Primo was a big word out, a big phrase in the 90s and 80s. Dude, of course. Major bad guy. Pop a can of butt kick on him instead of pop a cap in his hind end. You know, there's, you know, 90s lingo in there, try to make it a little more personal for kids back then. All right, so there he is, Snake Eyes version 4. He's okay to me. The action figure itself in this condition is great. I'm very lucky to get him like that. But like I said, for a lot of people, a lot of collectors, this was their first Snake Eyes. I started off in '82, being born in the early '70s. I was there, fortunately, for the very beginning of G.I. Joe. So my Snake Eyes has always been in black. And this is the only Snake Eyes that I could recall from the top of my head that is in dark or brighter colors. The rest throughout were him in black, except for the color change, or the Shadow Ninja, and he was white until you dipped him in water, and that was an abomination for a lot of people. I have one Shadow Ninja. I'll review him eventually. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this Snake Eyes. Was he your first? And is he Snake Eyes to you? To me, if they didn't say Snake Eyes, I really wouldn't have known it was Snake Eyes if I wasn't a G.I. Joe collector. I wouldn't know. But non-G.I. Joe collectors could see him and know that he's Snake Eyes, the one in black. All right, so if you're looking for this guy on the aftermarket, he's out there. There's quite a few of them. And that brings me to my favorite segment, Byron's Gripes. For those of you just joining, I do this segment as entertainment, not to intentionally pick on the sellers or eBay. I don't do that. That's not what this channel is about. I make fun of the outlandish prices that some people are asking for these toys. Having sold on eBay, I know that when you enter the description, a price will automatically pop up going off of an algorithm of what previous items had sold for. So it'll set the price for you. But you could also set your own asking price. So some people just don't accept the asking price or the price that's already set, and they'll ask for more money and usually get it, especially with G.I. Joe. I only use eBay just for the reference, quick, easy reference. There are other sites out there that sell G.I. Joe toys, a lot of very good sites. So visit those too, please. So let's go ahead and get into it. The action figure just by himself, no accessories at all, $12.99 to $19.99. $20 is just asking a little bit much for him. $12.99, that's not bad. I would pay that actually. Incomplete means he has a few of his accessories. $16, not bad, up to $35.99. That is just being greedy, especially for something that's incomplete. Complete with file card, $32.50 to $39.99. That price has gone up in the past 2 years since I have bought this. I paid $17 for him. I remember that specifically because the bag that I took him out of had a price tag. This is $17 on it. So $39, again, that's being pretty greedy, but a lot better than the one that's incomplete. And this one is complete and has a file card, so you're getting those little added bonuses that drive the price up. Carded. Hold on to your knickers here, guys. $125, not bad for a carded vintage figure. Up to $399.99, but that has an or better offer. He's willing to negotiate a little bit with you. $400 for that? No. Incomplete with the file card. Okay, here we go. As I went down the list, it got more and more expensive. $40.50 to $41.50 for an incomplete with the file card. That is greed, greed, greed. Joe-flation at its best here, guys. Complete with a full card back, $35.28 up to $40. Complete with a full card back. I would spend the extra $3, from $32 with a file card. I'd spend the extra $3 and get a full card back. Why not? I mean, I like the full card backs. Complete with no file card, $39.99. That's nuts, especially without a file card. The full card back by itself, $10. Let's see, his swords, $12.49 for a pair. The missile launcher, $2.75 to $10. That's nuts for the missile launcher. And most of these missile launchers go for $1.99, but since this is Snake Eyes, it's $2.75. $10. This guy, he's really taking advantage of the popularity of Snake Eyes, but it's an or better offer, so hopefully he'll negotiate more than 25 cents, which really irritates me. The other night I was trying to buy some custom snake armor from a guy, selling him $30. He only went down 25 cents. Don't put an or better offer if you're just going to drop it a few cents. Plain and simple. I mean, what's an extra quarter? To me, this guy was just being greedy. So why even lower it that 25 cents? The gun is his Uzi. Okay, here we go, guys. $1.99. That's the pretty typical price for a gun from the 90s. The seller's wanting $12.99, and I'm thinking it's the same guy that's selling the missile launcher for $10. But he has no or better offer on that $12.99. He's firm on that one. That's just highway robbery. One sword, mind you, one sword, $3.99. And get this, I hate when people do this to you. $3.99 plus $6 shipping. That trend is coming back. Before it started dying off for a while, but now it's coming back. They're selling the toy for next to nothing, but they're asking 5 to 10 times the amount which would be for shipping to recoup some of that money. They're making it look like a great deal. I'm hoping that somebody just clicks on it and buys it right away without studying it. And I've fallen into that trap where I've had to pay an outlandish amount because I already committed to buy, and there's no way of backing out without them getting upset and reporting you. So that really upsets me when they're trying to recoup their money and with postage. That is just wrong on so many levels. If they're wanting to sell it for the higher price and don't gouge on postage, please. I did catch one guy on that. When the envelope arrived, he had charged me like $4 or $5 in postage and sent it in a standard envelope with a standard postage stamp. And I said, hey, you know, this stamp is like X amount of cents and you charge me this much, I got a refund. I called him on it. So there you go, guys. There's Byron's Gripes. There's my review of version 4 of Snake Eyes from 1991. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Every Tuesday I hold these, I have my reviews up. If it can't be on a Tuesday, I'll let you know in advance, and I'll usually have it on, then I'll do it the following day or the day before. I did enjoy this review. I was excited to do this one. It gave me a better look and a more in-depth look at Snake Eyes. And I appreciate him a little bit more, but I'm still the 80s Snake Eyes. No offense to you guys from the 90s that started collecting back then. He is a great looking figure. They did spend a lot of time on detailing him. But my Snake Eyes is in black. I'm sorry. He is clad completely in black. But those bright colors do break up the line of all black. So, I mean, he could be invading a beach resort or something. So, anyway, thank you guys very much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Stay tuned for more G.I. Joe toy reviews. When I reach 500, I will be holding a giveaway. Very good prizes, I promise you that. Also, next month, I will be doing my Friday Night Fright segment. So, be prepared for that as well. Until then, you guys stay safe out there. Be kind to everyone, especially be kind to animals. They know nothing but unconditional love. So we'll see you next week for another G.I. Joe toy review. Till then, take care. This is Joe Motion Videos 82 signing off. See you later.